It's 2 in the morning, and I did not really feel like going to sleep. I felt like posting something. Um, I also felt like laughing. So this might make me a horrible person, but I was thinking, um, hamsters, they die in some of the weirdest ways possible. I've never had a hamster. I'm more of a guinea pig person myself. Speaking of which, I had these guinea pigs. They're pretty sweet. I love them. They were great, but one of them ended up giving me ringworm, so a little bittersweet. Anyways, these these little bastards die in the funniest ways possible. They'll die from a sneeze, you know. So I thought, what better way to read how some of these people's hamsters have passed, R.I.P. Try not to laugh, because that's mean. Why would we ever want to laugh at people's pets dying? So that's what we're gonna do tonight. So I just finished filming this, and I didn't record any audio on all of it, so I have to yet again. I have to record this all over again. Damn it. So I'm gonna record this again. What you're seeing is the second time, but for me, for you it's the first time. For me, it's the second time. So yeah, we're gonna try this again. So it's okay. These are funny, so I'm okay reading them again. This is an article that was posted of just a TikTok post and just the comment section. So it says, "Please tell me how your hamsters died, because these just die from anything." Okay. I popped a balloon and it had a heart attack. It sneezed so hard it died. My mom vacuumed it by mistake. Mine drowned in the dog water bowl and just floated there. She always climbed up her cage until she broke her neck. That's rough. That's how I went surfing for the first time on this weekend, and that's how I felt. I felt like my neck was snapped. He fell down the stairs in a hamster ball. He was a runner. He was a track star. That's crazy. Parents left me alone, so I let my hamster free in my living room. Why did he run straight into the fireplace? I watched Titanic to feel better. It's a very, very accurate thing to do. Mine died 3 days. Sorry, mine died in 3 days, and later best friend told us it was wet tail, which means diarrhea. He shat himself to death. Okay. As someone with lactose intolerance, I can feel that. I said boo, and it passed away on the spot. I wasn't even sad about it. I was just disappointed. What a crazy thing to say about your pet that just died, I wasn't even sad. I was just disappointed that a boo killed it. Its own fart scared him and died. That's so real. My friend took a photo of it with flash, and yeah, it died. Cool pic, though. Okay. Mine had a seizure when I was 5, and me and my little brother thought it was giving us a dance show. Okay. Jumped off the dresser into a fan. Brother Josh took a pic with flash, and it died. I would never forgive Josh. Josh, for life, you're horrible. My friend's hamster ran outside while it was snowing, and we found its lower body. The upper body was never found. It was the elves. They took it. Mine got out, chewed up some wires behind our TV, and got shocked to death. He was fried when we found him. I've been traumatized since that. Speaking of which, speaking of pets educating themselves, I just thought of this. I had this cat when I was younger, and it had almost died 5 times. First time, sorry, let's just keep reading. My mom found it in the ditch, drowning. So already off to a terrible start. First time we found the little guy. He snuck in behind our computer, bit a bunch of electrical wires and electrocuted himself. That was number one. Two, it had this toy that kind of like went up like this. That had a hanging ball thing that it could attach on it, and it somehow got that wrapped around its neck, and it was hanging there. It was hanging itself. I felt horrible for that. The third time, it yet again stuck in mine. But we put like a board up to block our like all of our electrical for our computer, and yet it still broke in. Combined it. Let's do this third time. We got this bell and its collar lodged in the throat. Our fault. Okay. Oh, I think. There was another thing, but the last time it got hit by a bus. It's still alive though. It was evil before the bus incident, but I think it knocks out its head, and now it's apparently a really tough cat. So we're gonna get back to the morbid stories here. I was holding him above my head, singing "The Circle of Life" from The Lion King, and I dropped him 6 feet. R.I.P. Ham Ham. Rest in peace, Ham Ham. Mine disappeared for months, then came out from behind the fridge, missing hair, looked up at me, and just died on the spot. It's rough. One of my books fell on him. I don't know why that one made me laugh the most. I was 5, I tried cleaning his cage with a vacuum, and he got sucked into it. Rough. Mine shat its organs out, then died. He drowned in his water pot. Exploded after eating a carrot. I really want to know if just the whole carrot went down, and then it was just like the carrot of pain and agony and just blew the little guy up. Okay. My dad fed it too many Doritos, then it died on Canada Day. I'll forever love my patriotic baby. Represent. Mine died a natural death after 5 years. Maybe all his hands are just defects. That's boring. Mine had a tooth grow out of his nose. What? What? I was riding my bike, then it fell out of my pocket and my back wheel ran it over. I don't think I could ever get back on a bike again, which is crazy. Because in grade 10, okay, I was 16 and I started to get my independence. I'm able to go places. And I live in a town that was pretty stretched out, and the next town over had more than where I was living. And I couldn't get a ride anywhere. And the bus came every hour, so it was just super convenient. So I rode my bike everywhere, to school, to work in the next town over, to go see my girlfriend at the time. And there was this... I should not have been allowed to bike. I flipped 5 times, at least, in the span of the year. Just like full head over the front bars, just flew. The worst time, okay, it was late at night, and I was coming home from my ex's house. I was high spirits, as I was, I was high spirits. And I'm going down this hill, and I have some pretty good speed. I'm flying. And I'm pedaling super, super fast, just minding my business, having a good time. And my right foot flips off of the pedal, and it stamps on the ground. The pedal flips back up, hits me in the back of the calf. I'm still on my handlebars. I come to a complete stop. I fly at least 3 feet forward. And I just... Superman. No, wait. Sorry, I land like this, okay? So my right shoulder slams in the ground. My face hits the ground. Luckily, I had a helmet on. I would have split my noggin. And, I hit the ground. And I had so much adrenaline pumping through me. And the car came driving past, and they stopped. I think they saw me fly. I really would have wished they recorded it. I would have liked to have seen this. And because I didn't want them to come over, because I just couldn't talk to anybody. I was embarrassed. I got up, I walked back to my bike 3 feet away, and I started just doing circles around it. I probably looked like a crackhead, And so I got back on my bike. I was like, I need to go home. I had probably 4 more kilometers to bike, so I kept going. And as I kept going, the adrenaline started wearing off. I'm like, wow, my hand really hurts. So I get to my house, and my mom's going to want to check me out, because I messed myself up pretty good. And I go to take my sweater off, because I'm like, look, I can't let my mom see the rest of me. Like, I'll just show her, like, my shoulders, whatever, the main cuts. So I have to, like, dangle my arms up like this while I'm leaning forward and just pull this all off me. Luckily, I had a tank top on. I tore the muscle completely in my shoulder, I was toast. I was out of commission for like weeks. That night I had to sleep like this. Okay, this was the only way that it was comfortable for me. Yeah, it was an experience. And then I flipped 4 more times after that, doing the exact same thing. But not as severe, but still crazy that it happened 4 times. You know what I mean? Okay, after a quick little sidebar, we're gonna we're gonna finish these. It was late at night, and I must have forgot to close the cage because I ended up stepping on him on the walk to the bathroom. I would never forgive myself, if I'm being honest. We thought it was dead, but it was just hibernating or something, so we buried it alive. Mine sneezed and died. Okay. Someone stuck a pencil up his, if my friend ever did that to an animal of mine, I would never forgive them. Not my hamster, but my buddy's hamster had a heart attack because a garbage bag was too loud. Okay. My friend's hamster got super cold and didn't move, so they tried baking him. I don't know. I really want to know what the thought process for that was, but whatever. Mine jumped into the frying pan when my mom was trying to make crepes and died of heat stroke, I suppose. That is brutal. Is there any more? Anything else funny we can find? No. Okay. All right. We're gonna improvise. Alright, so I figure we should get away from the morbid stuff now, and we'll try and read some funny jokes. So I thought let's run through Reddit. I went to the doctor recently. He said, "Don't need anything fatty." I said, "What? Like bacon and burgers?" He said, "No, fatty. Don't eat anything." Okay. A woman is walking home with her 3 daughters. I'm also gonna see how long it takes me to actually laugh at myself reading jokes. I don't suspect it take me very long, but we'll see. So, a woman is walking home with her 3 daughters, Rose, Lily, and Cinderblock Kyo. Rose asks her mother, "Mom, why did you name me Rose?" To which her mother replies, "Well, sweetie, when we were coming home from the hospital with you, a rose fell on a rose fell on your head." Lily, curious now, asks her mother, I'm sorry, "Mom, why did you name me after a flower too?" I read ahead. To which your mother replies, "Well, sweetie, when we were coming home from the hospital with you, a lily fell on your head." Cinderblock says to her, I can't finish it. Says to her mother, it's bad if I finish that, but that is okay. We gotta move on. We gotta move on. Okay. That's long. I ain't reading all that. Why do you never see hippos hiding in trees? Because they're very good at it. Okay. I think the Rainforest Cafe Q takes the whole rainforest theme too far. This one time I was sitting there eating my chicken tenders and they bulldozed 40% of the restaurant. I searched the list of 10 puns to find one that made me laugh. No pun intended. Okay. To the person who stole my copy of Microsoft Office, "I will find you. You have my word." Respectable. A man had been drinking at a bar all night and pukes down the front of his shirt. Shit, I can't go home like this. My wife will kill me. The bartender sees this and says, "Put a $20 bill in your pocket. And when she sees the puke, tell her some drunk puked on you and gave you $20 for dry cleaning." So, the guy goes home, and his wife sees the puke on his shirt and asks what happened, to which he replies, "Drunk guy puked on me and he gave me $20 to pay for dry cleaning." To which his wife says, "Okay, well, then why do you have $40 in your hand?" "Because you also shit my pants." Okay, respect that. Not reading all that. A man is getting a checkup. "Doctor, you have to stop masturbating." "Why?" "Because I'm trying to examine you." Okay, that one's gross. Whole thing done in thick fake accents. Okay, we're gonna try the accents. A Russian, a Frenchman, and an Englishman are in an art museum admiring a painting of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. The Englishman takes a look at the painting and says, "They look so calm. They must be British." The Frenchman says, "Oh, no, they are naked. So beautiful, they must be French." The Russian says, "They have no food, no shelter, nothing but apple to eat. They are being told this is paradise. They're clearly Russian." Okay, that sucks. My accent sucked too. I'll work on those. A cop pulls over a car with 2 priests. The cop makes his way up to the window and says, We're looking for 2 child molesters. The priest look at each other for a moment and turn back to the cop. We'll do it. Oh no. Oh, that's a long one. Kind of doctor's office. His doctor's there with him. I have 2 pieces of bad news, the doctor says. What are they? Well, the first piece of news is that you have cancer. The second piece of news, he asks. Well, the second piece of bad news is that you have Alzheimer's. The man laughs and says, well, at least I don't have cancer. Okay. 2 hobos were walking down the tracks. They encounter a mangy old dog sitting in the middle of the tracks, contorted into that weird position and licking his nuts. One hobo says wistfully, gee, I wish that I could do that. His companion replies, well, maybe you should start by petting him. That's just disgusting. What do you get when you cross a mosquito with a mountain climber? Nothing. You can't cross a vector. That sucked. Okay, let's get one more funny one, and then I need to go to bed. So 2 cows are talking in a field. The first cow says, hey man, you worried about this mad cow disease that's going around? The second cow says, I'm sure glad it doesn't affect us helicopters. What? 2 nuns go driving between convents. They're driving through the country when a vampire jumps onto the hood. The passion nun says, quick, show him your cross. The other nun says, get the... Some of these suck. Man on vacation with his family arrives at a hotel. As he's checking in, he says to the clerk, I'm on vacation with my family. Please make sure the porn is disabled. The clerk replies in disgust, it's just regular. Okay, that was disturbing. Come on. No. Man and his wife are running out of money. Now out of options, his wife decides to take up prostitution to get some money. Husband takes her to the corner of the street and later comes back that night. Picking up his wife, he turns to her and asks, how much did you make? She replies, 205 cents. Husband double takes and says, who's the asshole that paid you 5 cents? And the wife says, all of them. Okay. The wife calls her husband and says, be careful driving home. Some complete moron is driving down the wrong side of the motorway. The husband replies, there's not just one, there's bloody hundreds of them. These aren't funny. Okay, a woman is sitting at her recently deceased husband's funeral. A man leans into her and asks, do you mind if I say a word? No, go right ahead, the woman replies. The man stands, clears his throat, and says, plethora, sits back down. Thanks, the woman says. That means a lot. It's too late for these. I give up. So, there we have it. At least it wasn't too morbid. Those hamsters were pretty funny. Even though I had to read them a second time, the jokes at the end made up for it. So, I hope that was enjoyable. I'm going to bed now.